Ever Crisis. Chapters 7 and 8 for the First Soldier Possibility were both revelatory bombshells that will have meteoric, megalithic, monumental effects on the third installment of the Re-trilogy, as well as recontextualizing pertinent and poignant parts of Remake and Rebirth. As an aside, the work on the second installment of the ending deep dive does continue. However, this week was momentous on two fronts for me, so that installment will wait until next weekend. The first episode of the First Soldier story has been concluded. As the final moments of Chapter 8 reveal, there will be an Episode 2. As Sephiroth is still a hero in these segments, this exploration of the feared dark god's past is relentlessly cathartic. At the end of Episode 1, I had full tears needing to be wiped from my cheeks, and a sense of profound gratitude for the geniuses who brought such majestic story. Chapter 7 opens up interior helicopter with the Beagle stamp adjoining the heroes, which we have not seen since Chapter 1. And remember, as discussed in the first ending deep dive, the stamp breeds do not represent interdimensional astronomical locations, i.e., which world a hero find themselves in, also called a timeline, but rather, and this is insanely impactful for trying to understand what is going on and where things are heading. The stamp breed follows the consciousness of the people, likely certain people. So they are indicators of interdimensional consciousness representation. Quite the mouthful. This just means which hero a world finds themselves hosting. Very much like a dream. All is dream. This Beagle stamp means Glenn, Matt, Lucia, and this Sephiroth are walking the world cloud-dominated Queen's blood in. The 7th chapter unfolds to explore P0 soldiers realizing the evil Shinra can be and the heart-wrenching consequences of being puppets in this tyranny. The Guy Fawkes rebellion herein began on a far-off, remote, sinking isle. This chapter was also a peek under the hood of Gaia, akin to the Temple of the Ancients. The livestream has a relatable directive, almost as if it is alive, and it can get very angry, in this case, at the annihilation of the Redoran people and an attempt to build a reactor on their graves. Just as in the temple, fiends are weaponized by Gaia, including a gargantuan one with a macabre likeness to the countless murdered dead. This chapter ends in a very auspicious manner. It seems even Sephiroth in his youth is a cold-blooded killer. However, the final chapter is a continuous revelation on who Sephiroth is at that point, and what could have been, or yet could be. The encounter between Glenn and Sephiroth, seen at the beginning of the First Soldier Possibility, ends up being something that actually happens. About 10 years later, Glenn was seeing the future somehow, and was doing so from an omniscient perspective. All is dream. This same former bumbling oaf is now possessed of remarkable character. Having forgiven the First Soldier for murdering Rosen, Glenn is apologetic about having kicked the locket of Sephiroth's mother into oblivion, and at the end looks on with admiration upon his former surrogate younger brother. But what happens with Sephiroth is the reason upwellings of moisture overwhelm my lower lids and slowly streak down my cheeks. At the conclusion of Episode 1, it seems there are two distinct and divergent aspects of Sephiroth. Two Sephiroths, Watashi and Ore, and one of them is not omnicidal insane. I say this with 98% confidence now, and this non-insane First Soldier is truly Sephiroth the hero. He chooses to believe Glenn's warning about Heidegger being a prick and bombing the crap out of a bunch of people. This is Sephiroth trusting his friends, and this hero saves a large group of Shinra troops, despite being wounded and needing to pep talk himself. This deity is putting the lives of others before himself, and he not only gives credence to compassion, Sephiroth, aggrandizing compassion, but he seems to be holding onto it as a secret inner compass. Who is this boy? This boy has been irrevocably affected by Glenn's love. But this is a memory, or rather a dream, or rather a world. These words are interchangeable, as was suggested at the end of Rebirth. All is dream. Even the Beagle timeline can be corrupted or meaningfully modified by certain influences and power. Same chapter, therein the answer to Chapter 7's portentous end comes. Sephiroth and Rosen did connect, and the first soldier did try to save him, emphatically. But in their connection, the young Sephiroth saw all the pain of being utterly alone and out of place in the world. Before the boy, he hears from Rosen that life was a worse option than death. Was this murder the morally right decision? It is a pain-ridden, murky territory where the emotion does not like to tread. You have to choose the lives that are important to you. As reunion draws nigh, my guess is those words will draw a lot of tears. But why is the end of Chapter 7, in my mind, portentous? The one-winged angel has been associated with evil since 1997. The idea of a non-insane one, I'm not saying good or bad, just simply not insane, is an exploration, very ambiguous in nature. There is no easy way to feel about it. Ever Crisis, The First Soldier. The teaser trailer for Episode 2 is so jam-packed with cosmic guideposts, it will be the source of a video to come. Consider for yourself what appears to be occurring in a multiverse where space-time and consciousness, reality and memory are one. All is dream. It's as if Sephiroth and the very world around him are being attacked by something.